Welcome back to the final segment of the ILFL Soccer Nights. Here with me, Rashid and Nanu and Koes. As if you have just joined in, you just missed the draw, but we will recap the draw for the Vets Championship, which takes place next week, Sunday, the 22nd at Mabley Green. It's a 7-a-side tournament. There's 12 teams participating. Just to reconfirm, if I can show the groups on the screen. The Group A, the 4 teams are Bury Park Saracen, All Stars, Sylhet FC, and Weavers. Group B is Northwest All Stars. I believe they're from up north in Oldham. We've got our very own Workhouse Division 2 champions, Shonali Otit, Revive Legends. And the Group C, London Tigers, our Premiership champions, Bomber Masters, St Albans, and Hawk and Eagle. And as Nanu's mentioned before, the top 2 from each of the 3 groups will progress to the quarterfinals, along with 2 third place finishes will also join to make the 8 teams, and obviously quarterfinals and the semi-finals final. It's a one-day tournament. It's a maximum of 12 players per team that can be registered. The games will kick off from 11 a.m. Everyone needs to be there from 10 o'clock registration to make sure they fill in the player registration form. Be there, be prepared. Kickoff will be on time at 11 a.m. So please ensure that all the teams, all the players, the management, you get there from 10 a.m. You can get changed, do your warm-up drills, etc. Do your player registration form, and make sure the 12 players that will be participating are filled in on the form, because there's no, if anyone been caught using unregistered players, then games will be forfeit and further action will be taken. Let's talk about the groups, Nanu. 3 groups. Which groups care? Looks interesting, to say the least.
The interesting one looks Group C. Yes. As you can see, you've got London Tigers, you've got Beaumonts and Albans, and Hawk and Eagle, a very humble Hawk and Eagle. But I mean, anyway, I mean, to win these types of tournaments, you need to beat the best anyway, you know, and this is it, you know, like I said, in the cup competitions, if you're out early, then it might be easier to take in than losing at the end, which is much tougher to take.
Saying that, in our Vets League, when we had a group stage, we had London Tigers, we had Bromley, we had Workhouse, and we had Abuhani. Now, the 3 Premiership side were favourites. The 2 out of the 3 were favourites. Workhouse were not considered to be one of the teams to go through. They managed to not only just go through the quarterfinals, they managed to get to the final. So that in itself says there's a chance for any team, because results can go your way. It's a quick, short game, 20 minutes. If you score a goal and defend and see out the game, there's always a chance, because if you score 1 goal in this format, it's very hard to. It's not going to be high-scoring games.
No.
And if you can get 3 points first game, or sneak in a goal and just defend, like Workhouse did in the group stage in the League Cup, and they progressed not only just to quarter-final but to the final. So yes, London Tigers and then Beaumont Masters with the experience and the Premiership calibre. St Albans, we know a lot of the players that play in that league. Obviously they'll come down. They're not going to come down with a weak side. They'll come with a strong side. Hawk and Eagle may not be the favourites, but considering that there's 2 third places, there's always a chance.
There is, and I think you've just mentioned, you know, all you need to do is just win 1 game. You know, someone could go out undefeated. You could draw 3 games, still go out.
Yeah.
So
it's happened before.
It's happened before, yeah. So you just need to scrape a win. I think tournaments are very unpredictable. You can't really say. Even London Tigers, Beaumont, anyone could go out.
But obviously on paper, I think London Tigers, Beaumont, we're not sure about the St Albans teams. That'll be interesting to see what kind of players, who they turn up with. We know a couple of players.
I know a few players from St Albans, and they are very good. You know, I've had a couple of them playing for me in FC Rivers when we came runners up, and they came at the end of the season to help me out. You know, if those same players turn up, and I know that they have access to some very good players as well. I think they will do very well. You know, if anything, and I think, you know, I mean, that is going to be a very exciting group.
So Group C is the interesting one. What about who looking at from Group A, for example, the 2 teams? Bury Park Saracens, I know the Siams team, again, they're not local, are they?
No, they're not local. You know, they're not exactly a sort of they're a bit like an organisation that consists of players from various sort of regions. You know, they come together and they play together, and you know, by the sounds of things, it seems that they're putting in a decent team, you know, and they're quite excited about this tournament, really, honestly, you know, and they really want to play, and they've made sacrifices to come and play in this tournament.
So we know about Weavers, the other 2 teams. Sylhet, we know, again, it's a team made of players from various other teams, and they're quite successful in their own right. We don't know much about All Stars. So who are the 2 teams we're looking at Group A? Because I can't, to be honest, I know Weavers are a very good side, but against opposition that you're not aware of, I think sometimes that could be unpredictable.
it's the unseen, isn't it? We don't know. Bury Park Saracens, they could be coming out and beating everyone. So all stars as well. So it's hard to tell in that group.
You will select because it's 7-a-side. I've seen the 11-a-side teams, but I haven't seen the 7-a-side. Which 7 going to turn up because it's not a fixed like the Tigers and Bowmans. You know who's the majority of players. There'll be 1 or 2 difference. But I think with Bury Park, all stars select. I think it'll be interesting to see the match, the formation and the players that play. And I think that after the first game, we should get an indication of the quality of the teams, hopefully. And going into Group B, Northwest All-Stars. Now, I'm pretty much sure they're from Oldham because I know Cameron was in discussion with them. So if they're going to come from Oldham to participate in the tournament, they must become a strong side.
They will be, especially in a cold winter's day, you know, I mean, coming from that far. If anything, they will come with a very strong team, and even if they don't, and I think they will play very hard. They will fight tooth and nail to clinch a win on every single game, you know. But one team that I have to say that everybody probably has to watch out of. I mean, you're even talking about London Tigers, Bowman and Sylhet, you know, it's Sonali Otet. Because they usually come with a very big squad, and I'm sure that, you know, because they only allowed 12 players, they're going to come with the very best 12 players. And they have access to a lot of players. Because a lot of players, more than any other teams, if you think about it. And they got the influencing as well. They've got that power of influence that they can say, right, okay, you know, we've got this player, it seems like he's going to go and play for another team, but we'll grab him, you know, and they're good at that, you know, and if they can achieve that, I think Sonali is going to be one of my favourites.
They did come runners-up against Tigers in our Legends Cup.
Absolutely, the
11-a-side one, but the pool of players I was interested to see who was playing for Sonali. So again, obviously that shows that Sonali got access to a lot of players, not just London, outside London as well. So that'll be interesting. So all in all, I think a lot of the teams, we're not sure the manpower or the players that we participate in.
One thing, I mean, I've always been a favourite of Workhouse due to how they play, the pacey football they play. So I think you can't write them out. Completely not.
I think they'll do well. Yeah, and I think they'll want to prove a point that the league success wasn't just one-off.
No.
And I know they train on a weekly basis. I know they play with youngsters as well. And I know this season they've got 2 teams in the Vets League. So one thing will be, obviously it's a 12-man squad. They'll get the best 12. And obviously it's on the day. As we know, you can be the best team in the world, but if the players don't turn up on the day or on time, that could impact on the results. But if you don't win your first game, then you got pressure on the second and third game. I think that's the situation I'm looking at Group C. The first game could make a difference to how other teams progress. For example, if Tigers for some reason lose the first game, they're under pressure. It gives a chance to other teams. So I think one-day tournament is interesting because it depends on who turns up, who wants it more, the players that will participate. And interesting thing is about this competition is we'll have a lot of teams with a lot of players we haven't seen playing in this Vets tournament or playing for certain teams. And a lot of the teams like All Stars and Sylhet, they're all mixture teams. Sonali teams are mixture teams. So it'll be interesting to see. Out of three groups, which 2 teams do you see going to the final if you had to choose?
Okay, one I have to say has got to be Sonali.
You're saying the favourites?
The favourites. I think Sonali is definitely one of the favourites to go.
Wow, that's a statement.
Don't take them lightly. Honestly, I mean, it's not just to give them that level of confidence or the fake support. I'm genuinely saying that I think Sonali is definitely one of the contenders to go into the finals.
And for you, Chris?
I wouldn't want to say there's any. I mean, cup games are open.
But who do you consider to be? There are always favourites. And
in the final? Or?
Well, at least who's going to get to the final? At least give me 1 or 2 teams that you consider at least to expect it to be or get to the final. Because
I think London Tigers, because of how they perform in the Vets,
with their history, they're always favourites.
Always there. But I honestly think this is going to be an open platform because the other teams coming from outside, we don't know what they're coming with. Now, that's an interesting part of this tournament because they don't know. We know how Tigers play. We know how Beaumont plays. The others, no one has seen them, so we don't know what to expect.
We've got some sort of ideas from, like Bury Park Saracens and, Northwest All Stars. I mean, we've seen them play. We've seen them play in different sort of tournaments. If those same groups of players turn up, then it's going to be really interesting.
Let me ask you an interesting question. Seeing as we've got teams within London and there's a few teams outside London, would you say the teams outside London are not experienced in this Vets format, or would the London team playing the Vets League will be more favourite, or are they in betting quality? Let's put that to the open. Nanu.
You know, it's a tough call really, because I mean, there's determination, and there's one, well, you know, it's right in my doorstep, you know. With the London teams, you know, vets is everywhere, you know, it's kind of spiraling out of control, and you know, they can play in tournaments and leagues, you know. We run a league and we run all of these tournaments, and they play, you know, and it's in the backyard, you know. Whereas the guys up in North, you can't say the same thing, because you know, the community isn't big enough.
I've seen in the Facebook there are a few vets tournaments up north, in Oldham, in up north in Bradford, etc. But I'm not sure. We haven't seen the game or the caliber or the quality itself. No. So it's not like they come into a new era, completely new zone. They haven't got experience, but it's a matter of quality. Would there be a bit of rivalry? Oh, it's a team from outside London, and the team from outside saying, "Oh, let's beat this London team to prove a point." I think there will be a point.
Yeah.
There will be, but I think to answer your question, I think in terms of who would have the upper hand, I think you'd have to say the London teams, purely because
home ground,
they played there. All the players within the London teams, they know they're out there every Thursday. They know, you know, which every corner of the pitch.
That's
and
true.
This is the only advantage.
Well, I mean, there are more than 30 teams, veterans teams in London as well, and you know, most of them are missing it here, so there's going to be access to a lot of players as well.
Yeah, that's true. So again, we'll see on Sunday which team progresses. As I say, week in, week out. For me, yes, there are favourites. Yes, there are underdogs, but it's on the day. It's on the day who turns up, who's the hungrier team, the hungrier players, which teams shows the passion, the drive, the desire to win, and gives 100%, will be successful. And would be a luck on here and there for certain teams. They may progress to the latter stages and get to the final. But it's a one-day tournament. It finishes on the same day. So best of luck to all the teams that will be participating. As I said before, reminder to all the teams participating, the registration is at 10 a.m. So make sure your management and players arrive early on time, so you can do your changes, warm-up drills, and the kickoff will take from 11 a.m. There will be a representative from ILFL giving full information, and as Nanu said before, all the teams will be sent emails giving a breakdown of the formation, the rules, regulations, that you're fully informed. If there's any questions, please get in touch with us or see us early on Sunday morning. We'll give you all the information that's necessary. As we come into the end of the third segment, Nanu, if you want to just touch up on the VL8, the Vets League, which we are all looking forward to. You want to give a bit more information on where we are?
Let me start by saying that I think the Veterans League has exceeded everyone's expectations, honestly, you know. So
we know the start date is definitely the 26th
definitely
of
the
January.
26th, and unless something really drastically something happens, but we don't foresee that anyway, you know. We can confirm that all of the games will be played in Mabley Green. All of the lights have been fixed. So the pitch 3 and 4 wouldn't be shaded anymore, you know, so it'll be good lighting. I mean, it's a little bit too early to confirm, but we're pretty much confident that we will have our 28 teams, and we will have our 4 divisions. You know, that was the target, and I think we might be able to achieve that target, you know, target and objective, you know, 28 teams. And, you know...
So that will be confirmed when? When can the teams know the actual number of teams and the structure? Have you got a set date on that?
Yeah, hopefully everything will be done by the weekend.
Okay.
Okay. So the teams will know which division they will be playing in by the latest on a Monday, next Monday. So that we'd have 4 days to know which division you will be in. But hopefully, you know, we should be able to give that information out sooner. But worst case scenario would be.
So all the teams that are participating in the Vets League will be again notified by email, all the breakdown, the structure,
all the breakdowns,
and they can start registering. If you're already in the league, you can start registering players. And the maximum they can register is 20 players, minimum is 10 is the minimum players and 20 is the maximum, and there's free registration. So get all the registration done. As you heard Nanu said, the league starts on 26th of January, Thursday. Hopefully by Thursday, I think 19th, you could have the league structure confirmed.
Hopefully, yeah.
And email will be sent out to let you know. I think the Premier first and second, what it's done is the 3rd division that we're looking at, depending on the teams completing their administration, their paperwork, we can then verify. So once all the admission is done by Thursday, hopefully we can let you know, and hopefully we're looking forward to starting the Vets League on the 26th of January, and as I said before, you'll be notified of all the information necessary. With that, we come to the end of the show. I would like to thank both Nanu and Koes for giving us the pundit and the information and support. I'd like to thank the guys behind the green room giving us all the technical support. Before I go, there's a couple of shout-outs I need to give out. The Culloden Primary School in Poplar, a lot of the kids have said they watched the show and they wanted me to say hi, so big hi to the Culloden Primary School for watching the show. With that, we come to the end of the show. My thanks to everyone, and hopefully stay healthy, stay fit, and we'll see you next week.